Hi everybody, it's Joanne here with a work in progress, and I have been tagged in a Halloween themed tag by Tina, a fellow North Carolinian, at a Country Girl's Attic. And there is a series of 30 questions to answer regarding Halloween and scary stuff, which I adore. And I thought it might be a good way for you folks to learn a little bit more about me. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the questions. I've got a big pot of chili simmering on the stove. It smells fantastic. I wish that you could smell it. I wish they had smell-o-vision. So I thought this would be the perfect time to answer these questions. So let me see here. Your favorite horror or Halloween themed song? I am a fanatic for the AMC show The Walking Dead, and that is my favorite scary theme, and it's actually the ringtone on my phone. Number 2, name something you would not want to run into in a dark forest or abandoned building. Somebody with a knife. I am not crazy about knives, and I would not want to get cut up by somebody carrying one. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? Yes, my girlfriend Lori that I grew up with, she had one when we were growing up, and we used to play the thing all the time, and I guess knock on wood, nothing bad ever came from it. Your favorite horror monster or villain? Well, it would have to be zombies. The creepiest thing that ever happened to you when you were alone? The thing that popped to mind first was when I was a little girl. I used to babysit for 2 younger girls that lived right next door to my parents. I was babysitting them one night, and I was downstairs in the room watching TV. The girls were asleep, and I kept hearing somebody knocking, knocking, knocking on the window to the room that I was sitting in. And at that time, I mean, it was a very safe neighborhood. I still like to think that it is. I didn't know where the parents were. I had no telephone number for them. Nobody was home next door at my parents' house, but I kept calling over there until finally my brother and my sister came home. And they came over, called the police, and the police ended up thinking that it might have been a neighbor playing a joke. But on a kid that was maybe 10 years old, a little bit older, it was not funny. Let me see. If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you? Yeah, I probably would. Are you superstitious? Yes, I am with some things. Do you ever see visions in your peripheral vision? No, I don't. What urban legend scares you the most? I Googled a whole bunch of them today for around here in North Carolina and up in Pennsylvania where I used to live, and none of them did anything, so I'm going to have to say there is none. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? Definitely thrillers. I am not a person that likes to see other people get cut up by chainsaws and knives and slashing. Even though I do love zombies, I don't like gory stuff. I don't know, go figure. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? Yes, I do. Ever made a potion of any kind? I have not. Do you get scared easily? I do not. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? I have not, and in fact, I didn't even know what it was. I had to Google it and find out what the game was, but no, even as a kid, we never played that one. Do you believe in demons and the devil? I certainly do. You are at home, you hear footsteps in your home, what do? Well, I have a concealed carry permit, so I would grab my gun and yell out loud to whomever was in the house that I was armed. I knew how to use the gun, and they need to get out, and then call 911. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? I won't get trapped in any scary movies, so I'm going to have to say there are none. If you could only wear one costume for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would be Carol. She is a character on The Walking Dead, and she is a take no prisoners. You do not mess around with her, and she can bake a darn good cookie. Would you ever go into a graveyard at night? I don't know. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? And mine would be a very long, sturdy stick that had some kind of knife or really sharp point on the end of it that was really well secured, because you want to get a zombie from a distance. You don't want them to get up close to you. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or trick-or-treating? I would rather go to a Halloween party. If you were in a horror movie, are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? I would probably be the first one to go. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a scary movie to go to sleep? Absolutely not. I can sit there and just watch them one right after the other. They do not faze me. While watching horror movies, are you the one who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes closed the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? I'm the one that yells at the characters. Are you the one who gets scared or does the scaring? Between the two of those, it would not be the one that gets scared. It would be the one who does the scaring, although I really don't do that. Your favorite scary book? The Amityville Horror. I read that book years ago when I was still living at my parents' home. I read it in one day, and I don't know what it was about it. I could not put it down. It was one of those real page turners that I just kept turning page after page after page. How old were you when you saw your first scary movie? I don't remember. I'm going to say maybe around the age of 10-ish. I know it was a drive-in movie, and it was about vampires, and it was my older sister that took me to see it. What was your first Halloween costume? Again, I don't remember what my first costume was, but the first costume that I can remember was a witch, and my sister made the entire costume. She was a very good sewer. She actually taught me how to sew, and the witch was like a spokesperson, a spokeswitch for a hairspray way back when that was called Hidden Magic. Let's see, 29. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I'm not going to be anything. I'm not dressing up or doing anything this year for Halloween. And then finally, 30. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, a black cat, a rat, a bat, a wolf, what would it be? Definitely a wolf. I was Team Jacob all the way through the Twilight series, and a wolf to me would be a big dog, and I love dogs. I love cats too, but I would love to have a big wolf. That's it. That's the answers to all of my questions. I would love to know in the comments down below what answer surprised you the most of what I shared. And so next it is now my turn to tag somebody, and she's probably going to kill me, but her house is so nicely decorated for Halloween that it's going to have to be Dee over at The Thrill of the Thrift. Okay, so Dee, tag You Are It. I will leave all the questions down below in the description box, and I can't wait to hear some of your responses. Tina, thank you so much for the tag. It was lots of fun coming up with these answers and kind of reminiscing in my childhood. And I will also link Miss Tina's channel also in the description box below. You've got to go check her out. She's just as sweet can be. So that is it, guys. Until next time, I hope you take very, very good care of yourselves, okay? Bye-bye.